8:30, call to order the regular scheduled Public Works and Utility Committee meeting. Attendance has been taken. Will you please stand me and pledge allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll open up the floor for comments from citizens. If any, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address.
Linda Borman, 800 Jason Court. And Phil, I'm going to make you, I'm not picking on you, but everybody knows I come to these meetings. And I cannot begin to tell you the number of people who have questioned the parking of the police cars, the way you got those lines drawn, and the fact that they're sitting out in the street way too far. I mean, I've even had people say that they've had to stop on North Allen because when there's vehicles there. Anyway, I think he needs to look at some of his angles of his parking because there's just, yeah, they're sticking out in the street too far.
Harlan, do you want to?
Sure.
wanna take
I asked
some-
them to paint them those that way.
Well, that's,
And in addition to that, I've also had several people tell me that they don't mind it, it looks fine. It's different, but they don't mind it. Yes, they could probably pull them back a little bit further, because I've noticed that they pulled up, I've mentioned that to them. And, but, you know, it is what it is.
well, I mean, yeah, whatever. I'm just saying that the angle of the parking lines, I think are too much because it's causing all the vehicles to stick out in the street further. It's not the guys backing in or.
Some of it is.
We use a standard 45-degree angle.
Well, over in front of the office, a couple of years ago, it was repainted, and the difference there is about 8 inches in the angle.
Well,
And that would make a
you-
huge
You
difference.
can't judge of what it used to be because they just kept getting wider and different and different. We laid them out, they're all exactly the same, every line in town that we painted on new streets. They're all exactly the same.
Linda, I've
All
had people
45-degree
say
angles.
they think it's a great idea and they really like it.
Well, I'm not opposed to the way it is. Everybody comes to Linda and says whatever they don't like or whatever.
And we
So,
appreciate the feedback.
I'm just,
The
you
same
know.
angles as all of them, is that what you're saying, Phil?
Yeah, the degree of the
The
parking
degree of
spots are
angles is the
the same thing that we've put on all the other.
Yeah, they're
regularly
45-degree angle, that's pretty standard.
And it
Yeah.
does seem odd when you drive by it the first few times, because it used to just be parallel right there, so, it seems odd, but.
I think in
Seems to
6
make
months,
sense.
it'll be about as normal as it was when it was parallel. Just gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
It's something new, it's change. And
So
as
we'll
of right
review it
now,
in
it's
March.
it's
We'll review it in
staying
March then.
as it is right
There you
now,
go.
so.
The only thing I request is they back in and not pull in.
Yep, I'm
There was
working on
one
that.
pulled in when I come to the meeting.
Absolutely no.
And are we gonna put a sign up there for police parking?
Yeah, where Phil is looking for signage right now, we're
Yeah.
just trying to make sure whatever we get is very clear and simple for citizens to see it and say, oh, no, not here.
Seeing no other comments from citizens, we will close that and move on to Public Works, the street department activity reports in the packet. Anything you want to point out, sir?
Well, I'd say the biggies, we got all our streets paved here this past month, and we were running under on tonnage, and Matt and I were able to look around and add a couple streets, so we were able to get a few more streets for our money. And then we've dug out and rip-wrapped Miles ditch between Miles and Good Street. Was one of the other biggies we got done.
Nice.
I think the streets look great.
Thank you. Yeah, Christensen did a good job. We were able to add several blocks of streets, and that stone, that extra block of Collier, block of North Street, Mitchell. So we were able to add several things.
Is all the streets paved?
Yeah, everything's done.
Good job.
Any other questions for the street department? Don't see anything for sanitation, stormwater, or other? No? Okay, we'll move on to water and sewer. Water department's activity reports in the packet. Anything you want to point out, sir?
Had our 3-year compliance inspection with DNR. We've got a few things that they always find something wrong. We've got a few minor issues that we've got to correct that we'll be working on this next month. And, got everything winterized with the little cold spell we had. We went on and winterized everything for the year.
Didn't y'all do quite a bit of work at the pool?
Yeah. Yeah, we put in a new jet line at the pool for Earl. And tied, so everything after the pump out to the jets is plastic now.
And Earl, he expressed to me he really appreciates the work that you all do. He was very appreciative of everything that the city has done to help them.
Duly noted. No, they did, yeah, the water department spent quite a bit of time out at the pool. Not normally that you see an excavator down in the bottom of the pool, it's probably not the best thing for pictures, but they got it all taken care of, and,
You had to cut out the concrete deck, didn't you?
yeah, they got cut the deck up, and then, had to build like a makeshift ramp to get the equipment down into the bottom of the pool and get all that material out, and it was quite a job, so, they did a good job, and it's one of those things that, kind of just one of the jobs that you take on for the city, I guess, and parks and whatever, so, saved them quite a bit of money.
Any questions for the water department? Okay, we'll move on to the electric. Activity reports in the packet. Anything you want to point out, sir?
We finished the new circuit going west out to past Jim Butler, installed the switch gear and pulled all the wire in and set the transformers for the building and the charging stations. And all that's done now. We started underground for Burles, little cul-de-sac or whatever it is. Did some street light, quite a few street lights and quite a few new services.
Thanks for replacing the one on the alley there behind the church parking lot.
Any questions for the electric department?
When, this is important stuff, when are you all gonna put the Christmas lights up? I guess I'm gonna do mine at the end of this week, I'm hoping to, a little, so I'll plug mine up, so you'll have to just unplug it, plug it back up. Because we have to have them all up by Friday on, what, the lighting of the stuff.
Right.
So you got 2 weeks, so.
Probably Wednesday next week.
Wednesday next week? So mine'll be up there, just whatever you gotta do, duct tape it, whatever. And you want me to leave mine unplugged so you can, that way they won't be on, and you can plug them in, it's just, or what do you want me to do, plug them in anyway?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, you can plug them in.
Alright, it'll kinda, that'd be fine.
I mean, we can put them up.
I don't wanna do it when it's 20 degrees, so,
We usually do the
huh?
week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Earl's going to, if the orange fence is just gonna be part of the Christmas stuff
The
this
fence,
year.
yeah, that's for the reindeer to eat. That's the great. Yeah. It's a new thing this year.
Boy.
Feed the reindeer.
Okay, moving on to Public Works and Utilities Director. Anything you want to point out in your report, sir?
I think the biggest highlight thing on my sheet is that we did finally have the final inspection with DNR on the wastewater project. So that paperwork is in the process of getting taken care of between Bartlett and West and DNR, and then obviously we'll be involved in some of that to close out that final loan for that project. So
Did they give you any hints that was it good? They were fine with everything?
Yeah, everything checked off. Everything's good to go. So just kind of waiting to hear back from Bartlett on what they need and what the rest of the paperwork process is. And then once we get all that finalized, we can give everybody kind of an update on what that looks like.
Let's see, we got a date on the slate run here.
Yeah. Yeah, I carefully put that on there. That's just the last update that was from our project engineer from Kimco. He said as of right now, they are on schedule or possibly a little ahead of. So that's the date that it should be here.
Okay. Any questions? Any as may arise?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
We got a motion, a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.